I used to work at a little startup in California, and like every self-respecting startup, we had a ping pong table. Now, there was a few of us in the office who kind of thought we were pretty good at playing ping pong, because maybe we'd grown up whipping up on the neighbor kids in each other's basements. But our lead software engineer, a guy named Yufan Chen, had actually grown up in Taiwan playing competitive table tennis, like with a coach, sanctioned tournaments, uniforms, a team, the whole 9 yards. Needless to say, Yufan is in a completely different league than all the rest of us. So every time I play Yufan, I'm the underdog, right? I mean, I know I'm not going to win. He knows I'm not going to win. Everybody watching knows I'm not going to win. So I got nothing to lose. So when the game starts, I'm loose, I'm nimble, I'm free, I'm cracking jokes, I'm testing out new grips on my paddle, trying new serves, because ultimately it doesn't matter anyway. I know I'm gonna get waxed. But every now and then, all that testing, all that experimenting would allow me to stumble onto something that kind of caught Yufan a little bit off guard. And so all of a sudden, without being really consciously aware of it, every now and then, we're talking like really rare occasions, I might find myself with a tie score. Or maybe, like once in a blue moon, I might even take a 1-point lead. And that's when the crafty veteran Yufan would bust out some psychological warfare. And he'd pause the game for a second, and he'd look at me from across the table. And he'd get these big eyes, this kind of cocky half grin, and he'd be like, "Wow, you're getting pretty good, dude." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is when the wheels came off every single time. All he had to do was remind me that I was now ahead. And all of a sudden, I get tight and rigid and stiff, and I start playing not to lose. See, study after study for the past 5 decades have shown that anytime we reach the top of a growth curve, anytime we become consciously aware of the fact that we're winning, of the fact that we are ahead of the competition, of the fact that we are number one in the market, we're going to hear 2 voices in our head. And the first voice is going to tell us to pay 3 times more attention to what could go wrong rather than what could go right. 3 times more attention to what we might lose rather than what we might gain. But one of the magical gifts of the highly evolved human brain is we don't just have a first voice, we also hear a second voice. And so whereas the first voice says, "I worry that I don't have all the answers yet," the second voice says, "I wonder what insights I'm going to have, what falling apples I'm going to see." The first voice says, "I worry that the physicians are not going to take my suggestions. They're going to reject what I'm saying." The second voice says, "But I wonder if all my past experiences, all my successes, my failures, lessons learned, have been preparing me like some kind of 80s movie training montage, sharpening my skills, surrounding me with the very best team in the business, so that this year we can come together and forever change the lives of 35.5 million people. I worry, I wonder."